imagine meeting somebody on that other side or in one of those realms named Phaedra. Might be a thing to expect. Hardly ever hear, though. Oh, by the way, tomorrow night, Eric Burden of the Animals is going to be here. Should be a very, very interesting and different kind of night tomorrow night. Eric Burden, tomorrow night on Coast. If you'll stay right there, we're about to go to the phones with Robert Bruce. Once again, to the area of Perth, Australia, and Robert Bruce. Robert, are you there?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to ask you and everybody else to sort of understand as we go to the telephones here, if the callers would be so kind as to ask their question and then pause for an answer, because we do have a little bit of time differential talking to somebody on the other side of the world, and if you don't pause like that, it will cause people to begin to speak over each other. So I'm going to go to the phones now, and we'll give it a shot here. On my international line, you're on the air with Robert Bruce. Where are you, please?
Australia.
You're in Australia?
Yes, I am.
What part?
Sydney.
Sydney, Australia. All right, so in other words, let's see now. We're going all the way from Australia to here, bouncing around in millions of satellites, and back to Australia, and then back. Oh, that's interesting. Do you have a question for Robert?
Yes, I do. How well do you perform non-verbal communication? As I understand, Monroe described it as manipulating the M-band. The M-band, sorry, yeah.
I'm not sure what you mean. Can you elaborate a little bit? Can you elaborate on that?
Well, I was asked by some friends to ask this question. I don't know exactly what they meant, I guess. I don't know. They said to mention the M-band.
M-band?
M-band, yes.
Non-verbal communication would be telepathy, intuition, something like that. I'm really not sure what you're asking there.
All right, well, if you were asked by somebody else to proffer this question, caller, then I guess you can't elucidate for us, can you?
Yeah. Apparently it's meant to be like sending emotions and, yeah. Energy.
Oh, right, yes. I got you, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm pretty good at that. I can communicate with animals, and I can feel what they want, and we understand each other, and works with children too. I'm great with babies.
Now, I know that is true. We're a cat household. We have 4 cats, and you can project emotion at a cat, and you can see the cat physically react to it. I mean, beyond any question, beyond any reason, you can watch the cat physically react to the emotion you're sending to it. It'll sort of just roll over on its back and give you its belly, and it knows that you're projecting this. It can feel it or sense it or something. I don't know.
Yes, definitely. Most cats give up. I've got 2 cats myself. I love them. Most cats and dogs give up trying to communicate with humans. But if you listen and feel, you find you can get some pretty good communication going.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. First-time caller line. You're on the air with Robert Bruce. Good morning.
Good morning, sirs. This is Zufo calling from Vancouver.
Zufo!
How you doing, Robert?
G'day, mate. You got through.
Unbelievably. I've tried calling your show, Art, so many thousands of times and never get through. And tonight, just after one try, it's very great. Art, I just wanted to say hello, and wanted to say hi so many times. I've listened to you for years, and I think your show is the best.
Oh, thank you. You obviously know each other?
Well, I bought Robert's book. I started studying this a couple of years ago, and I started to follow him online.
Yes. And
found his stuff to be so clear and easy to follow. You should have called his book OBEs for Dummies, because it's really, really practical, easy to follow, and I started to be able to project consciously. Well, I mean, I'm on my way to getting there. But I think it's just fabulous. I really, really love Robert's stuff.
So you've been able to make practical use of his book. In other words, you learned to do it yourself, or you are in the process of doing that?
Yeah, I've actually had a couple of successful daytime projections just by getting into a trance state and then using this technique. I think you refer to it in the show. It's called the rope technique, where you imagine having a rope hanging from the ceiling above your head, and with your mental hands, you imagine pulling it. And if you get a good grip on that with your mind, you can feel the effect in your body. It's like you get a falling sensation in the pit of your stomach. It's amazing.
All right, Robert, he's obviously referring to some technique described in your book. You want to describe that to us?
Yes, he just described it. It's what it does. It makes use of your body awareness, which is a powerful tool. You exteriorize your body awareness by not so much imagining, but feeling you have a pair of hands, disembodied hands. So you could be laying there completely relaxed and entranced, and you feel your hands coming up, and you feel them climbing a rope. And because you're exteriorizing your center of awareness, this has a great effect upon the projection mechanism and can trigger the NOBE.
Oh, that's
very effectively.
That's very interesting. So can you do that technique prior to the beginning of one of the signs of an OBE? Can you use that to actually begin those signs?
Yes, you can use it to begin the
the process? Uh-oh. I have this feeling that we just lost Robert. Are you there, Robert? We just lost Robert. Well, that's what happens, I guess, in the course of a 4-hour conversation. You're bound to lose it once between here and Australia. That's not a bad deal. Let's see if I can redial and what kind of connection. We had to actually redial a couple of times prior to the show because we were getting very, very poor quality connections. And we finally got one that worked for at least a few hours. So I'm going to redial. I'm doing that as I'm speaking to you right now. A lot of numbers to dial here. It's very interesting. Let's see if we can do this. Here we go. Well, I said here we go. Let me see. Are we really there? No. You know what? It looks like, really looks like this is a dead line. This is very interesting. I wonder what has happened. Let me try this way. No, we have that. All right, let me try it that way then. Let me just punch up the line. No, I better not do it that way. Let me take up the handset. I see why it didn't work, I think. This around the world stuff is kind of crazy. But interesting. Well, I bet we get some good phone bills. Let's see. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi there.
We're back.
Well, something just blew us completely apart is what happened.
Might have been a solar flare.
You disappeared actually right in the middle of saying process, I believe.
Right. Are we okay to go now?
We are. We're back on the air, I think. So you were saying...
Great, I understand.
You were saying right in the middle of a process.
Yeah, the rope technique can be used to initiate a wake-induced OBE from scratch, or it can be used to, if you start getting symptoms, it can be used to finish it off, to get out of body in a conscious state. It's very versatile.
So in other words, you could visualize the rope and you could climb your way back to your body, or lower yourself into your body, I suppose.
Well, you climb out of your body. Getting back is very easy. You just have to feel for your body and move towards it, and you'll get sucked back in again. The re-entry process is just as fascinating as the exit process. You feel yourself dissolving because of the mind split as you re-enter the body. It's like this big hissing, buzzy energy sensation, and then you're back in your body. It's an amazing process.
All right. Wildcard line, you would have been on the air with my guest. Hold on just 1 second. Looks like we've done it again. This is really wild. I wonder what's going on here. I just saw that line go dark. Some nights, huh? Okay, here we go. We'll try this again. Ever persistent. Listen to how it rings.